So, hello and welcome to the first of one of these slightly longer form videos I'm planning to do quite regularly throughout this year. As you'll see from the title, I'm going to be looking at commonly confused words. These are things that often come up in classes I'm teaching, and students ask me, what's the difference between this thing, and this thing, or how can I use this, how's it different from this? So these are all examples of things which have frequently come up in my own English language classes over the 30 years I've been teaching. So I guess they're things which must be of common concern to lots of students. I'm going to try to give my own explanations and my own examples, but I should begin with a note of caution. And this is something really that you should think about any time you watch anything by anybody online. What I'm going to tell you isn't the gospel truth, okay? It's my own version of truth. I'm a British English speaker of a particular background from a particular part of the UK. I can't claim to speak for every British English speaker, and I certainly can't claim to speak for American English speakers or Australian English speakers. So in a sense, as with anything anyone who's a teacher tells you, this is basically limited by my own experience. But I do have quite a lot of experience. So, I'll leave it up to you to decide how seriously you want to take what I'm telling you. But I think it is important just to realise that, just because you hear someone say something on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, it doesn't mean it's definitely true, and it doesn't mean it's true in all circumstances for everybody. So, having said all of that, let's get started. What I wanted to look at today is something that often comes up in class, because sometimes when I'm teaching online, I can hear this crazy background noise in some of my students' rooms. They'll be trying to talk in a breakout room on Zoom, and I can hear drilling or hammering or something. And they'll often try to explain what's going on. The most common way of doing this would simply be to say, yeah, sorry about all the noise, we're having some work done at the moment, okay? If you're paying somebody else to do the work on your house, you'd say you're having work done. Maybe if it's something that you and your partners or your flatmates are doing yourselves, you'd say we're doing some work at the moment. So it would be active rather than passive, okay? And that basically covers a whole range of different things. It certainly explains why I can hear the noise in the background. You might also say that you're having the place done up at the moment, okay? Or again, if you're doing it yourself, you're doing the place up at the moment. In spoken English, particularly British English anyway, this is the most common way of saying that you are repairing and or decorating the place to make it look nicer. Yeah, you're doing it up or you're having it done up. So you might be having your bathroom done up at the moment, or having your kitchen done up at the moment, or having the dining room or the front room or the toilet or whatever done up at the moment. And you hear it a lot. So people might say, last year we bought this run-down old place where it's not in a good condition, out in the countryside, and we're slowly doing it up. Yeah? So maybe at the weekends you go there and you do some work on it. Maybe you're putting a new kitchen in, or maybe you're changing the heating system or fixing the roof or whatever. Maybe if you buy a place, it might be in a bit of a state, in a bad condition. So maybe you might tell people, yeah, when we bought it, it was a bit of a wreck. It was in a real state. So we had to spend 6 months doing it up before we could actually move in. And obviously there are people out there who make a living buying old houses, doing them up, and then selling them on at a profit. Often what people also do is either they just give you more specific information and they'll say, we're having some work done at the moment, I don't know, we're having a new kitchen fitted, or we're having some work done at the moment, we're having some shelves put up in the front room. Or you might just say, yeah, sorry about the noise, we're having a kitchen extension done. Sorry about the noise, they're fixing our roof at the moment. And again, with all of these things, it depends whether you're paying somebody to do it for you or whether you're doing it yourself. So, see if you can notice the difference, yeah? We're having a new bathroom fitted. We're having a new bathroom put in at the moment by somebody. We're paying them to do it. Or, yeah, we're putting a new bathroom in at the moment. We're fitting a new bathroom in. We're fitting a new bathroom at the moment. We're doing it ourselves. We're having the bathroom retiled. Or we're retiling the bathroom. We're having a kitchen extension done. Or we're doing a kitchen extension. Quite difficult to do yourself unless you're a kind of semi-professional builder. Maybe we're having a new carpet fitted or a new carpet put down. Or, if you're doing it yourself, we're fitting a new carpet at the moment. We're putting a new carpet down at the moment. If you look up the word renovate in a dictionary, it'll basically give you exactly the same meaning as do things up. It will tell you that it basically means sort of repairing and decorating things in order to make them look nicer. It's not always true, but a general rule of thumb in English is that if there's an option between a single word, often of Latin origin, or a phrasal verb, in spoken English, the phrasal verb will generally be preferred. You do, though, use the word renovate, and in a lot of the examples I said, you could also use renovate. If you said, we're renovating our house at the moment, or we're having our house renovated, or we bought an old cottage out in the countryside and renovated it, and now we rent it out to tourists, so we have some passive income coming out. Obviously, that's completely fine. It's correct English. I would understand it. Probably myself, I would tend to say do up in those situations. So it's not wrong. It's just probably slightly less used in spoken English. Interestingly, you can also renovate other things. So, maybe you can renovate old furniture. Yeah, you make it look nicer and kind of repair any problems with it. Or you can renovate old paintings if you know how to do that kind of thing. And sometimes in restaurants or shops, you'll see a sign saying closed for renovation, yeah, as a noun. You also see signs saying closed for refurbishment. And I tend to think of this more as not just painting and repairing, but also cleaning and maybe getting new furniture, new curtains, changing the colour scheme. And refurbishment is particularly used for public buildings. So maybe your local theatre or your local cinema has been closed for months and they finally reopened it and it's been extensively refurbished. Maybe there's a hotel that you stay in, and since you last stayed there, again, it's been completely refurbished. If you work in an office or a university, they might spend a small fortune refurbishing the buildings, making them more beautiful, making them look nice, getting new furniture, painting everything, maybe giving it a more modern design. The other word that students often ask about in connection to all of this is redo. And again, you could say, when we moved in, the first thing we did was to redo the kitchen. I hated the way the old owners had done it, so we redid it in a way that we preferred. Yeah, the bathroom's a bit of a mess at the moment. We haven't done anything to it for ages. We need to get it redone. We need to completely redo it ourselves. In that situation, it basically just means the same thing as doing it up. But obviously with redo, maybe sometimes when I'm writing, at the end I close the file, and instead of pressing save, I press delete like an idiot, and I lose all of my work if I haven't backed it up. And as a result, I have to redo everything I've already written. I have to redo the whole day's work. If you fail a test at school, you might have to redo it. If you fail an exam, you might have to redo it. So it's got a slightly wider use as well. So I hope you found this video useful and interesting. In the comment section below, please do ask any questions you've got connected to this whole area, or just share your thoughts, your observations, and any examples that may be true for you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.